So hi guys, my name is Gracie Soultanian, and some of you know me and what I do, but for those of you who don't, 2 years ago I started Heartstrong, and I started it after I heard a story about a boy named Michael Elsesser, and he was 16 years old, and he was actually from Sutton, Massachusetts, and he was playing in his high school JV football game, and he suffered a tackle to his chest that made his heart go out of rhythm. And CPR was performed immediately, but there was no AED, which is an automated external defibrillator, on site at the field he was playing at, and Michael sadly passed away. So after hearing Michael's story, I started Heartstrong. And with Heartstrong, I raise awareness about sudden cardiac arrest in youth sports, and I raise funds to place these things, AEDs, to local schools, athletic fields, and facilities, and provide CPR and AED training to coaches, students, and school staff. So actually last May, I entered a video contest through an organization called Parent Heart Watch. And so the video prize, the contest prize was an AED. It was a $2,000 AED package. And the video had to be 3 minutes long, and it couldn't be a second longer, otherwise you were disqualified. And it had to raise awareness about sudden cardiac arrest and explain why your school needed an AED. And I made the AED with the help of Sean Beverly, and some of you may know him. He's a senior that graduated last year. So thank you, Sean. He's not here today, but very grateful for all his help. So now I'm going to play you guys the video that we submitted.
It could happen to me.
Sporting event, whether it be basketball, soccer, lacrosse, baseball, or any other sport, and not coming home? Could you imagine receiving a dreadful phone call saying your child had collapsed and is on the way to the hospital? This happens every single day. Parents all around the country receiving this devastating news. Sudden cardiac arrest can happen to anyone, anywhere, at any time. It does not discriminate. In fact, sudden cardiac arrest is a leading cause of death in the United States, taking more than 400,000 lives per year, including thousands of children.
It could happen to us.
It could happen to me.
It could happen to me.
For those of you who don't know, sudden cardiac arrest is when the heart suddenly stops beating or goes into a rhythm that is incompatible with life. The only means of survival is the combination of CPR and cardiac defibrillation with an AED within 3 to 4 minutes of collapse. My name is Gracie, and I'm one out of 400 students that attend Parker Charter in Devens, Massachusetts. 200 of our students participate in Parker athletics. Here at Parker, our gym is not regulation size, so we must travel up to 40 different schools, athletic fields, and facilities. This means that we do not know where we are, where the AEDs are located, or even if they have one. In fact, in Massachusetts, there's not even a law requiring an AED to be at a school, athletic field, or facility. We need an AED to travel with our athletic teams to be readily available on the sidelines at all times in case someone goes into sudden cardiac arrest when only minutes count for survival. The AED will remain with our trainer at all times. Raising awareness about sudden cardiac arrest is in full force here at Parker. CPR is currently in our curriculum. Parker plans to raise awareness that we have an AED by education, training, and practicing our emergency plan, which is Michael's Law. Parker students and staff will know when they see someone collapse to immediately start the chain of survival.
We are working all for Parker!
Okay, so as you can see, it wasn't the greatest video, but I had to answer a list of questions, so that's exactly what I did. But I really hope it got the message across. My goals for Parker is to get an AED for all of our athletic teams to be readily available on the sidelines. And also, I want you guys to know if you see anybody collapse, whether it's at school, at a restaurant, with your family and friends, activate the chain of survival, get the AED, and do CPR. But the great news with the video is out of the entire country, nine videos were chosen, and Parker was one of them. Our video was one of them. I would like to donate this AED to Parker, but every single time I donate an AED, I donate it in memory of somebody, and I would like to donate this AED to Parker in memory of Joshua Daniel Thibkdeau. And now I would like to introduce to you Josh's dad, Ralph Thibkdeau. I have the pleasure and the privilege to work with him, his wife Deb, his family, and with their foundation for this cause. So please welcome Ralph.
Gracie. As Gracie said, my name is Ralph Thibkdeau. I'm the co-founder of the Josh Thibkdeau Helping Hearts Foundation. On July 18, 2011, my son Josh Thibkdeau was playing soccer. He collapsed and passed away. Forgive me. We created this foundation in his memory to raise awareness for sudden cardiac arrest and sudden cardiac death. There's two different. Gracie is promoting sudden cardiac arrest, and that's getting AEDs because that will help. We raise awareness for both along the lines of, when Joshua was growing up, he occasionally complained of shortness of breath. We never thought he had a heart condition. He's 12 years old, he's a little kid. So after he passed away, we found out that he had a condition called HCM, hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. Devastating to us. An ECG could have detected that at any point along the line. After Josh passed away, I have 4 other children. The doctors all screened each of my children, and my younger son, Adam, who's 13 now, was diagnosed with another heart condition called low QT syndrome. We personally carry an AED with us pretty much everywhere we go. If this was undetected and untreated, it could have been fatal for Adam as well. So, as we created the foundation, what we do to raise awareness, we come to events like this and talk to people. We go to health fairs at different schools as well, and we also run heart screenings. Along the way, part of the raising the awareness is also making sure people know what the signs are of a potential heart condition. If you've ever fainted or had a seizure while you're playing, please talk to a doctor. If you've ever fainted or had a seizure during an emotional event, a startle, a scare, or something like that. Chest pains or discomfort, heart racing, unusual shortness of breath, unusual fatigue or tiredness, dizziness, lightheadedness during any physical activities. Any of those. Guys, I'm not here to try to scare you about anything along the way, but if you do have those, please bring them to a parent, bring them to an adult, bring them to a physician. It could be something that's happening. I don't want to scare you. When I watch this video, it resonates throughout. The one statement that keeps coming on, it could happen to me. It didn't happen to me. It happened to my boy. Joshua was treated within minutes with an AED and CPR. I'm not saying that he could have been saved if it was done any faster, but please be aware of that type of stuff. Again, I'm not telling you this because it did say that he could have been saved, but thousands of people each year, as Gracie says, have sudden cardiac arrest. Please be brave enough and be prepared to do CPR and use an AED in the life-threatening situation. I hope it's no one in this room. I hope it's not the person next to you. But if it does happen, please be prepared. If you can't answer these questions, do you know how to do CPR, or at least hands-only CPR? If you don't know where your AED, do you know where your AED is? Are you prepared to use it if you have to? If you cannot say yes to any one of those, I'm begging you, please be prepared. Know where an AED is. When you go into a new place, look around. Try to identify where the AED is. If you don't know CPR, has to be trained, or at least go online. There's tons of videos on hands-only CPR, and that can save a life. Again, one high school athlete every 3 days has a sudden cardiac arrest. If AEDs are on school grounds and people are prepared, maybe these sudden cardiac arrests won't become sudden cardiac deaths. I'm honored to be here as part of Parent Heart Watch and the Josh Thibkdeau Helping Hearts Foundation to donate this to Gracie and to this school. Losing Josh has changed my family's life forever. Our prayers are that no one ever has to go through what we have. We hope it doesn't happen to you, and if it does, we want you to be prepared. Thank you very much.